What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unexpected Consequences, the story show on KBVR Corvallis. Oh, I love that name so much.
I know, me too. I'm a fan.
So today I have the social media maestro herself, Sarah. How are you doing?
I'm great. Very tired. I'm kind of sick, but that's what happens when you live in the grass seed capital of the world.
Oh, so. Yeah. I mean, allergies are pretty much a normal, everyday thing here.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm dying a lot.
So for those of you that don't know, and you should know because this is the first episode, Unexpected Consequences is a show all about stories. The whole idea of it behind this is that everyone has a story to tell, so let's hear them. So Sarah, I'm going to ask you the question I will ask every guest after you. Tell me a story.
Tell you a story. Okay. You want to hear about how the presidential election impacted my dating life?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Okay, cool. So for a while, in my college career, as everyone is, I was on Tinder.
Like most
people,
humans.
most people in my cohort, your cohort, I was on Tinder, and I was swiping, and I saw this guy, I thought he was really cute, so I swiped right, to show like, hey, I think you're cute. And we matched, and we started talking, and it turns out we met at a tailgate previously, and I was like, oh, hey, nice to see you, how are you? And we started talking, and he's like, yeah, I remember you because you really liked Bernie Sanders. And I'm like, okay, like, that's fine. Corvallis is like a little more conservative than Portland, so like it's normal.
Yeah, but we're still a college town.
Still a college town where there's still like, it's still pretty politically like leaning to the left, and like, that's cool, it's whatever. And we start talking, and he asked me to get coffee. And I'm like, sure, why not? Whatever. I like coffee. And this, for context, this is also in this weird stint of my life where I was getting so much free coffee from guys who I met on Tinder. And it was like about 3 weeks, right? I wanted to keep that going.
I wish that worked for me.
Yeah, I mean,
I drink a lot of coffee.
But it worked. It worked for me, though.
It will never work for me.
Yeah, sorry about that, buddy. So and he suggests we go to Interzone. And I've never been to Interzone, and I'm sure a lot of people really like it, but I just had never gone in there before. And we start talking at Interzone, and he starts talking to me like, oh yeah, like, I remember you because I thought you were really cute, but also you liked Bernie Sanders, but then also you liked shouting Sweet Caroline really loudly and country line dancing and all this other stuff. And I named him Dave. I don't know why I named him Dave, but Dave just kept going on and on and on about how I wasn't like what he thought of when he thought of a Democrat. I'm like, oh, okay, Dave. All right. This is fine.
Oh, Dave dug that hole pretty quickly, didn't he?
Dave was digging the hole, and he asked me, so, have you ever been to Interzone before? And I said no, because I hadn't. Like, it wasn't a destination of mine. And, like, it was also just really far from me, too. Like, that was the thing. Like, I was always, like, a block away from Dutch, or, like...
Yeah, well, when you're close to Dutch and far away from Interzone, you're going to Dutch.
Yeah, I'm going to Dutch. And also, like, I like really, really sweet coffee. While Interzone, even though they do have good coffee, I do like their coffee now that I like more bitter coffee.
Mm-hmm. I've never actually been to Interzone.
It's good coffee. I enjoyed it. But at the time I was like, this is nice. This is okay. Like, it's good coffee, but it wasn't my favorite ever.
Okay.
And so he asked me like, so how do you like Interzone? And I told him like, it's good. He's like, oh yeah, I thought you'd like it since you're really liberal. I was like,
no, he didn't.
I was just like, excuse me? Wait, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, I mean, I just thought you were super liberal, so I thought like Dutch may be like too corporate for you or something. I'm like, what? What? You clearly don't know me at all, Dave. Like, I'm in Dutch like every day, Dave. And I'm just sitting there and I'm trying to like talk my way out of this. And he just starts going on and on about how I'm so liberal.
He didn't stop?
No, he didn't.
Dave.
I'm so liberal, but also I like doing like stereotypically frat things. And then he told me, I don't know, it's just so confusing because like you like a socialist, but also, and this is a dead quote, straight up quote, you look like the kind of girl who would go out and shoot ground squirrels for fun.
Really?
Ground squirrels. Shooting.
First off, what's the difference
between
between
squirrels? I don't know. I don't even know what a ground squirrel is. Like that shows how much I know. And
we're going to Google for what a ground squirrel is.
I think it's like a chipmunk.
I mean, that would make sense
because they like burrow in the ground. But that was like the most uncomfortable date of my life. Just like this guy made so many assumptions like off of who I was as a person based off of the fact that I like Bernie Sanders and like didn't want to vote for anyone in the Republican Party. And like, you know, I don't care if people do that. But like, I just don't lean that way. But it just blew my mind that Dave was just so like Dave was just so like
oh.
He was trying so hard, but he was like making all these assumptions just because I like Bernie friggin' Sanders.
Well, I mean, when you only have one thing to go off of, but also he's an idiot.
It's just like Dave.
Okay, update on the ground squirrel thing.
What is a ground squirrel?
The term is most often used for the medium-sized ground squirrels, as the larger ones are more commonly known as marmots or prairie dogs, while the smaller and less bushy-tailed ground squirrels tend to be known as chipmunks.
I don't want to shoot chipmunks.
I mean, it depends on what that chipmunk's doing.
But they're really cute.
I mean, if he's taking my food, I'm going to be a little angry at this chipmunk.
But yeah, that's a story of how the election ruined my dating life. And yeah, that also killed my streak of getting free coffee from the men of Tinder.
Okay, I think that might be the saddest part of that.
I know. It made me so mad. And what makes me mad about this is that this isn't the dumbest thing to ever happen to me either.
Wait, okay. Now you gotta tell me what the dumbest thing is.
I don't know. There's just so many. Like, you know, my life is just like one collective streak of dumb things just happening to me.
Yeah, mine's very similar, except that somehow I find my way out of them.
Yeah, like, you know how I hate babies?
Yeah, I remember that.
You know where I work back home? A baby clothes store. I sell baby clothes, and I think babies are parasites.
Well, I mean, there was that one time.
That kid was go Beavs as heck.
He was so cute.
Yeah. So backstory: Griffin, Quinn, and I were at Beaver Hut, which is already go Beavs as heck. And
I mean, it's called Beaver Hut.
It's called Beaver Hut, and I'm a third generation Beav. Like, my grandparents went to OSU. My parents met and like had their whole relationship experience at OSU. My sister went to OSU. I obviously go to OSU, and my basement's orange. Like, the indoctrination started really early in my house. Like, I didn't know what OSU was until I was about 7. And I'd been saying I wanted to go to OSU since I was about 4. So, like, the indoctrination was real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at Beaver Hut one day, and this kid, and he's, like, all dressed up in Beav gear, and I was already just like, oh, my God, I love it. Look at this little noodle with arms. He's precious. I love him. And he started playing with this sign, this Go Beav sign, and I lost it.
Yeah, it was.
That kid's gonna be frat as hell.
I've never seen you lose it to a kid.
Yeah, I know.
Until then.
And I was just crying in Beaver Hut over this little bean with arms, and I just thought he was precious, and I don't know.
Little beef.
I had a moment of weakness.
Okay, so let's backtrack a second. In the last story with Dave, you mentioned something funny, and it kind of I see you do this in a few of the stories you tell. You give these people just random names.
Oh yeah.
How do you decide these names?
I don't know. It's just usually a name that, like, I don't know. It's either a name that I have like negative associations with, or it's just like a name that I just use frequently. Like, older women for me are usually like Phyllis. Not Phyllis, Phyllis.
Phyllis?
Phyllis. Like Phyllis from the DMV. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a story you gotta tell.
Okay, yeah. So, fun fact, even though you can't see my face, I look like I'm 12. It's really fun. So, and also, fun fact for everyone out there, I also can't drive. I have a learner's permit, but I do not have a driver's license. And I was renewing my learner's permit like 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks before my 20th birthday. And I'm at the downtown DMV. I have makeup on because makeup makes me look older, and I didn't want my driver's permit photo to look ugly.
Even though it's a permit.
Even though it's a permit.
No one cares.
I care. But still, I just didn't want to look gross in my photo, so I did all my makeup. My brows were done. The highlight was just, like, on point. I was a McFreaking light bulb. And I'm getting up to the counter, and Phyllis, her name isn't Phyllis, but Phyllis, this lady at the DMV, I hand her my permit, and she's like, I'm going to need to see a second form of ID. And I give her my birth certificate because, like, you know, typical. And she's like, she looks at me and goes, are you sure that this is real? And I'm like, yes, you're holding my birth certificate. The certificate of my birth certifying that I was born on this day at this time. My birth certificate. Phyllis.
The DMV.
Yeah, and then and she just goes, well, you know, we get a lot of fake birth certificates. I'm like, I'm sure, Phyllis.
Yeah, Phyllis, you're in the hole. Don't try getting it.
Yeah, Phyllis. I'm sure you do. But the point is, Phyllis, that I'm 19 years old. I've lived here my whole life. I'm very small. And actually, no, I'm above average height, Phyllis. And I
Turn
just
this into a rant.
want my permit photo, Phyllis. And she was examining my birth certificate for like 20 minutes because she was convinced it was fake.
Okay, the DMV people just, every time I've gone to a DMV, they find a new way to piss me off.
Yeah.
My favorite one for this is when I was taking my driver's test.
Yeah.
So I go, and I was the lucky contender that got to have two people in the car with him.
Ooh.
Because I had the person grading me, and then the person grading them.
Oh. So
Yeah.
it's like a meta test.
Yeah. So basically how they do this is they're both grading you on your driving. And if the scores are close enough, if they match up well enough, the person's doing their job right.
Yeah.
Well, it should be noted that the person that was grading me had a very, very thick accent. A very, very thick Indian accent.
Okay.
To the point where I couldn't understand her sometimes.
Oh, no.
So she would say, turn right, and I would turn left. Like, that kind of deal. Because I didn't understand. Anyways, nothing like really bad came of that, except something funny where she gave me like a 80 something or other on my test, which is good. It's passing.
You passed. Like,
The guy who was grading her gave me full points.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm taking the full point score.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one more.
Yeah, little bit. Little bit.
Yeah, the DMV's fun.
Yeah. I don't know. What gets me though is like the whole baby face thing. Like, I've also been carded in a number of places I shouldn't be carded.
Like,
One time I was on a date. We were going to a PG-13 movie.
when was this?
I was about 17. And I was asked to show a form of ID.
Wait, do you remember the movie?
No.
Dang it.
And then also I've been carded on the bus.
They're allowed?
No, yeah. And you know what the thing was? I was trying to buy adult fare because I'm an adult.
That's...
I was trying to buy.
Why would you do that? Take the cheaper.
No, and yeah, and they still do this even though I'm like gonna turn 21 in like 4 months. I'll buy a ticket, and I'll buy an adult ticket for adults. They give me a youth day pass. Because they think that's what I paid for. It's like, no, TriMet. I don't need a day pass. I don't need that. Thank you. But also, ow.
Also, get out. I don't want to deal with you anymore.
Yeah, it's also like one day I'm gonna like go with my accidentally printed youth pass, and I'm gonna get like found by the fare police, and they're gonna find me, and it's not gonna be my fault.
TriMet's messed up on a few different levels.
Yeah.
I have this one. This isn't directly related to TriMet. It kind of is, but it's funny nonetheless. So this is back when I had my permit and I was driving downtown. I went to Central Catholic High School, so it's a bit of a drive from my house to there. It's about half an hour. Anyways, I'm driving to get onto I-5, and I'm on a Hawthorne.
Yeah.
And this biker comes out of nowhere, cuts me off.
Oh, no.
My dad's in the car, and he proceeds to yell at the dude. The guy yells something back, I don't remember what, and he starts to take off.
Oh, no.
Nearly gets hit by a bus.
Zoink, Scoob.
Like, he was crossing incoming traffic.
Zoink, Scoob.
And he nearly gets hit by a bus. And then I watch him stop right as the tramway comes through. It's like, okay, yeah.
Oh,
right as the
wow.
train came through.
Wow.
Like, he was genuinely at the point where he deserved to be hit.
Oh.
Because, like, first off, you're crossing incoming traffic on MLK.
Yeah.
You don't do that. That is a suicide wish.
Yeah, no, I've seen someone on, like, 39th and Sandy, by the Rock Gym.
Yeah.
He was playing car dodgeball, got hit by a car.
Well, it looks like he didn't dodge when he should.
Yeah, he was playing Frogger in the middle of the street, and I'm just like, oh my god.
He ducked when he should have dodged.
Yeah. And,
References.
yeah. Portland traffic's a nightmare. Like,
Yeah. People don't realize how bad it is until they're there.
yeah.
Like, I have California friends who tell me, like, oh, I bet the traffic up here is nothing compared to what we have. Yeah, your traffic's bad. Ours is just as bad.
I feel like it's worse for them because they have, like, those 6-lane interstates.
Yeah, that really have no speed limit.
Yeah. So it's like the Audubon of the United States. Like they're just gonna go noom. And meanwhile, in Portland, there is a speed limit. It's more compressed.
And it's more enforced.
It's more enforced. So it's more compressed. Meanwhile, everyone in California, it seems like, doesn't know what to do in their giant monster freeways. So they just
Yeah, I
kind
can
of
see
go.
that.
And you know how, like, if when you're walking with a friend and you're not sure who's following who, and you're just like, oh, I was following you, and then you tell you, like, oh, I was following you, and you just wandered aimlessly for like 25 minutes.
I've done that sometimes.
I feel like that's that's the reason for that.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really know what you're doing, so you're just gonna just go with it.
Yeah, you're just gonna, like, follow the person in front of you. And,
Yeah.
right, they're not wrong.
I
like a
know.
group project.
When I went down to San Francisco for spring break. You know that.
Sames.
Yeah, but we never saw each other.
I know.
Which it's a big city.
Yeah.
Anyways, when we got down, we had to get on the Bay Bridge to get over.
Oh, yeah.
We got into the traffic. Mm-hmm. I realized how long it was going to be.
Yeah.
Put my headphones on. Took a nap. I was out for a couple hours.
Oh, no.
We still hadn't crossed the Bay Bridge when I woke up. My dad was like, I woke up like, hey, what's going on? My dad was like at the end of his rope with this traffic.
Yikes.
Like we were a good chunk of the way over, but
That's upsetting.
it was really funny.
I
though.
didn't have that problem when I was there. Like, it was just really quick, just zoom.
Well, we had to go through the pay toll, and that's really what took most of the time because there was a gigantic line for paying.
Ooh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean San Francisco's awesome though. Like, cool place.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Extremely expensive,
Oh, yeah.
but yet part of me still wants to go down there.
Oh, I want to live there.
I want to live there, but I don't want to pay that much.
Yeah, I would like to live just outside of San Francisco enough to where it's not as expensive.
So
but-
like, kind of like in between there and Emeryville, sort of.
Yeah,
I mean, Emeryville is obviously the place that I want to go because Pixar.
yeah. Oh, man, but San Francisco just made me, like, lose it. Like, I could never go back to Portland now.
I love Portland. Like, Portland will always be home to me.
Yeah, even though you don't live there anymore. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because it's like, there's a difference between where you live and home.
yeah.
Like, I grew up in Portland. I mean, technically I grew up outside of Portland, but I consider myself a Portlander.
Yeah.
There's people that will fight me on that.
I'm one of those people who will fight you on it.
But, like, I have a good reason. Like, I went to Central Catholic for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, I spent 90% of my week for 4 or 5 years down there. Like,
Yeah. It's like a lot of your formative years.
but there's always just something about Portland that I can never really figure out.
Yeah.
That makes it so home.
Yeah. Meanwhile, for me, it's like, Portland has always been home to me because I've always grown up, like, I grew up in, like, dead center, like southeast Portland area. Like I went to Cleveland High School, so it was like really urban high school, and I went to like all like the Portland schools, and now it's like I consider Corvallis to be more my home now because like I live here 9 months out of the year. Like Portland is more like a destination to see my parents because like now my friends are in Corvallis. Like I'm not really attached to like my high school friends anymore, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just kind of how it goes. Like
I know for me, like Corvallis is really feeling homey.
yeah,
Like it's easier for me because like I never actually lived in Bend,
yeah,
and a lot of my high school friends are here. Like the two big ones that I wanted to keep, one is in Bend, and one is here.
yeah. So it's like easy for you to like keep those bonds going. And the same thing for me. Like the only high school friend who I really interact with on a daily basis is my roommate now. Like we've been friends for like 7 years.
I mean, yeah, that might make things a little easy.
Yeah. But I mean, other than that, like I'm not really attached to a lot of my high school friends anymore, which, you know, like is sad, but because you go through like high school together, and you think you guys are actually best friends, but it was really more like we're stuck in the same building and I like you more than I dislike, like, you know, like I dislike you less than the others.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I had a kind of a special thing with my friend Noah because like it started as that.
Yeah.
But it kind of grew to more because we realized how awesome each other were when we started playing music with each other.
Yeah.
Because like they're playing music with each other kind of develops a friendship that can't be developed any other way.
Yeah.
Which it's really hard to describe how it does so, but it's kind of the thing you know when you see it.
Yeah. And that's how I kind of feel about TV and also about radio. Mm-hmm. It's just like,
oh yeah, when you're stuck in like in the grind with each other.
Yeah, like there isn't anyone else who I'd like rather be stuck with in those like, because you know, like on split screen we have like 5-6 hour days that day, and like any show we have like 5-6 hour days when we do shows.
Yeah, let's see, we like crew call is at 4.
We go live at 6:30. The
we're
show
done at
goes until
7:30.
7:30, and then like we all like hang out together.
Yeah.
And
we're close to say
we're
the least.
very, very close, and I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, neither did I.
Especially because like especially coming from me because like I didn't game growing up. I just thought mostly like split screen is. At first, I thought it was something I had to do for like portfolio stuff rather than something I want to do. And now it's just like, why don't I see my friends in split screen? Where are they? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I'm
like
anxious.
most of my friends now come from split screen.
Yeah,
just because we've all grown so close.
Yeah.
Like this morning, I woke up and we have this chat between some of us, and I saw that someone was at the hospital yesterday.
Yeah.
And that scared me so much.
Yeah.
Like I was extremely worried about him. I started spamming him with text messages.
Yeah, and like he's okay, but like
he's fine now, thank God.
And at first, like I met him at training, and I was like, "Oh, you are a face.
You're a human.
You are a human. I see you." But now it's like, "Oh, wow, okay, like
you're everywhere now.
You are friend." And yeah, like I make that joke a lot, like. The younger people in split screen are like my sons, because like I feel like also like within split screen and within TV in general and within OMN in general, there's like this big sense of family there.
Oh, there really is. Especially, well, that kind of depends. I do want to get into that, but let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
Play a little more music. Figure out where we're going with this.
All right.
Stay tuned to Unexpected Consequences. Thank you all for listening. We are back. Hope you all are enjoying the music today. It is all from Kingdom Hearts, one of my favorite games. I didn't choose it because it's a game, though. I chose it just because it's pretty music. So before the break, we were talking about TV.
TV.
So with that, we spend lots of hours on this. Some of us like to get here way earlier. That's us.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, we talked a little bit about TV being a family. And I think it's safe to say we get on each other's nerves at some point.
Oh, yeah.
What is the biggest one for you? Because I know where this is going, but I just want to hear you say it.
Okay. The big thing for me is when, I'm a busy person. I've got things to do. And then it's like 2 a.m. I'm sleeping, as you do at 2 a.m. And my phone falls on my face and it's vibrating. And I think I'm getting a call. It's like my mom. I think it's like my mom or an emergency or something. And no, it's the group chat just talking about memes. It's time for 2 a.m. meme discourse, children.
Why at 2?
I don't know.
It's like people don't sleep.
I mean, I don't sleep. Usually I'm up watching Great British Bake Off, but if I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping. And I just don't understand.
Like, I love everybody in our group chat. I really do. They need to go to sleep. Like, I definitely am one of the people that sleeps the least.
Yeah.
Everybody, just because, I have so much to do in one day.
I know.
I get on average every night 5 hours, 3 to 5 hours of sleep, which is not healthy.
Griffin.
I know it's not healthy, but
Griffin.
I do it. Well, I also eat very little.
Yeah.
So, like that, I had a cheeseburger today. That's probably all I'm going to eat today.
Oh, God.
I run off of very little consumption with a lot of energy. Very, very little food consumption, energy consumption with a lot of energy. Somehow.
Zoinks.
But it gets ridiculous at times.
Yeah.
The one that annoys me the most, though, is when the group chat goes off during the actual show. Because it has happened. And it's Eli. Oh. I love him. But when he's not there at the show, when any of us are this way, too.
Yeah.
When we're not at the show, we're like, okay, how are things going? Like, I'm worried for you guys. Like, I want to know what's happening.
Yeah, you do this all the time. Anytime you're not there, you're just blowing up the group chat.
It drives me insane.
You blow up the group chat, and a bunch of other people do it too. I don't.
Yeah, I know. It's only one thing I do it on. I don't do it on the actual shows. I do it with the packages.
Yeah.
Because the packages are my baby.
Yeah, no. But it really bugs me because, sometimes people will be on their phone during the actual show, and I can't message them to get off their phone. Because then I'll be on my phone and I'll be a bad person. So I'll just start manically pantomiming. And you've seen me do this. I will just start pantomiming into the booth. Just no, phone, stop. Why?
Yeah, we're getting better at it.
We're getting better at it. But it just for the sake of my flailing my limbs, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But, at the same time though, I love everyone there.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, part of your job with the show is to be on your phone.
Yeah.
It's to be doing the social media.
Yeah, because for those who don't know, I do the social media for Split Screen, which, as you probably all know, because 98% of you have a smartphone, I have to be on my phone for that.
Yeah, and it's insane. Just some of the ideas that you've come up with for it.
Yeah, it's been a ride, especially because before I came on Split Screen, analytics weren't even turned on.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, for Twitter, they weren't turned on. And I have analytics turned on for my own personal Twitter for my own enjoyment. Not that I'm some weird internet personality, though I have had people come up to me, be like, oh, I know you. I'm like, wait, how? Have you had a class together? They're like, no, I just know you from somewhere. And it's Twitter. You know me from Twitter, don't you? Which is weird because I don't have that many followers. I have 300 something followers. But I just tweet random memes and people think I'm really funny.
Well, no, I'm looking through some of the stuff that you've done recently for it.
Yeah.
And let's see, the last one was the 3rd, so that's 10 days ago?
Yeah.
Today's the 13th.
What are you looking at on Instagram or Twitter?
The Twitter.
Tweeter.
Jessica Chobot. When playing Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild, do you spend more time destroying those puzzles, dominating those shrines, throwing away your weapon? And throwing away your weapon is definitely the clear winner there.
Yeah.
No, but I follow a lot of gaming people on the Twitter's scape.
Yeah.
Every single thing I've ever seen gaming wise is different.
Yeah. And it's especially weird for me because, like, again, like, I did not game at all growing up. So, like, having to immerse myself in gaming Twitter has been interesting. Question mark. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is all kind of a numbers game. And even though I'm really bad at math, for those of you at home who don't know, I failed Math 95 twice.
For those of us that don't remember off the top of our head what 95 is.
Well, it's high school level math. It's 095. That's the second lowest math.
That's like what, high school algebra?
High school algebra. It's like quadratic formula. Failed it twice.
095.
And then I also had to take Math 65, which is
Did
the
you pass
lowest.
that one?
I got a C.
Okay, Math 65 is basic geometry and statistics.
Yep.
Math 95 is intermediate algebra.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better about failing my math classes.
Yeah, it's because, like, I have dyscalculia. So, like, it sounds like Count Dracula, but it's dyscalculia. And basically what it means is, like, I can read numbers, but things like, if I'm going through a math problem, a lot of numbers and signs will start to, like, kind of get really close looking together.
Yeah, jumbled up.
Yeah, one time I wrote 3 times 3 is 6. 3 times 12 is 15. And it's not that I don't know those things. Like, I know 3 times 12 is 36. But, like, I read it like 3. I read it as 3 plus 12. I was like, duh. That's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy I don't have that problem because with computer science, it requires a lot of math.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine that without it.
And the thing is, like, I enjoy things like coding. I enjoy social media analytics, and I enjoy, like, working with these numbers. But because it's applied math, there's a reason why I'm doing the thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm taking discrete mathematics right now. And it's a really interesting class. It's way better than other classes I've had to take, vector calculus, because it is applied.
Yeah.
It is the actual, like, doing regular day-to-day math is the application for this.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. So I was just, like, in these math classes where, like, it's not that I didn't understand the math. It's just that I didn't really get why I was doing it. And also, it's just a thing, like, reading those numbers. But then I took Math 105, which is more, like, contemporary math. It's basically the last stop for Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Fine Arts in a lot of departments.
Okay.
So they teach you things like, this is how compound interest works. This is how a lot of statistics works. These are, like, basically math to survive in the real world.
Yeah, like, you have to do X, Y, and Z today. This is how you do it.
Yeah, and it's not like, it's time for trig, children. It's like,
this is how you do taxes.
yeah, this is how you do taxes. This is how you do things like pay off. Like, this is how loans work. So I cared a lot about more. I cared about it a lot more because there was I needed it. I needed it to function, basically. Haha,
yeah.
Math pun. And if you could see the look
I just died a little bit
that
inside.
Griffin's giving me right now, if looks could kill.
Okay, I'm all for puns. Puns are wonderful, except for math puns.
That just doesn't add up to me. Why are you subtracting from my humor?
This hurts. This really hurts.
Let my jokes multiply, Griffin. I have to make up for Nick. I have to make up for Nick not being here.
No, Nick has his own episode. Nick gets to make all the bad puns then. I'll be prepared for it.
I have to compensate for Nick not being here because Nick and I basically 24/7 have pun duels.
Oh, yeah, no. The entire preface of when Nick and I were hosting the Challenger together was who can make the worst pun.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, Jared would just go crazy because of it.
Yeah. Every time I make a pun at a split screen meeting, Quinn dies a little inside.
Quinn dies a little inside after every meeting. Let's be honest.
He dies. Yeah, sometimes I feel bad because he'll just, like, you know, Bob's Burgers. Do you watch Bob's Burgers?
No, I do not.
I feel like there's this line that Bob says a lot. It's like, you're terrible. I love you, but you're all terrible. I feel like that's what he thinks.
No, that's what Steven thinks.
No,
We've determined that's what Steven
Yeah,
thinks. We're getting Steven a shirt that says that.
He may be listening.
Hi, Steven, if you're listening.
Hi, Steven.
No, but we're going to go way back. We were talking about this over the break. You have some stories from working in a baby clothes store?
Yeah. So I hate children.
Yes.
As you know, I think they're terrible. They don't pay rent. They are parasites.
They're babies. They don't pay rent.
It's like, how old are you? 2? Why don't you pay rent yet? Do dishes. Pull your own weight, kid. So I work at a baby clothes store, and sometimes it's great. Like, I've had moms just, like, let me dress their kids, and it's great because I get to dress their children. But
I feel like you dress them either very emo or beaver clothes.
No, we don't even have beaver clothes. There's no logos anywhere in the store.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, but it's like a bunch of bright colors. There's a little bit of black in there, but you know, so I've also had some really crazy people come into the store. Like, this is like one of the most triumphant moments of the store ever. I had this lady and she was screaming at me because like we didn't have this dress that she wanted in this specific color for her grandchild. And at one point I just look at her and I'm like, it's a dress. I'm sorry we don't have it, but there's no need to yell at me. She's like, can I speak to the manager? And at the time I had the spinning chair, right?
Oh,
that was really exciting. So I just kind of like do a little spin and it turns back and I just go, I am the manager. Because I am like the acting manager, like, cause like I'm the only employee in the entire store at all times.
Okay.
Like anytime we work
if you're by yourself, that makes you the head of command.
Acting manager.
Yeah.
I don't get paid as a manager, but like I manage the store. I make sure it doesn't like burn down. And
kind of important.
One time I had this grandma and her 2 grandchildren who were about like 2 and 5. Mm-hmm. My judgment of time is really bad. So like they could have been like 4 and 3 or whatever. I don't know. Around 2 to 5, like both of them. And they come in, they start looking for stuff. I'm like, can I help? Can I help you find anything? In my retail voice, which is something. And she just goes, no, I think we're okay. And she like starts doing her own thing. And she's looking at clothes. And, you know, I tell her like, as it goes, just like, oh yeah, we have a changing room. If you want to try stuff on, feel free to go use it. Yeah. And for context, the store is, you could fit 1.5 of those stores like in the MU Commons.
Oh, wow.
Like, actually, no, you could fit a lot of, like, it's no bigger than like your average Starbucks.
Okay.
It's like around that size.
So,
like not super
not too
small,
but not like, it's like
big.
Medium size.
Like there's basically the desk, all the clothes, fitting room, tiny closet, bathroom.
Okay.
So yeah, you could probably fit in the booth, but that's kind of rough because like not everyone here has been in the booth before. So I'd say it's about the size of a Starbucks. Mm-hmm. And this lady, she mentioned something about changing, and I was like, oh yeah, feel free to use our fitting room. It's right there, curtains open, feel free to just go use that. And no one was in the store besides me and grandma and grandchildren. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, I'm just gonna change them right here. I'm just like,
no.
What?
No.
What? Why? And she's like, it's just easier for me to change them right here. I'm like,
no,
it's really not, Sharon. It's really not, Sharon. Like, I don't know. It's like not even like 10 steps away from my desk. And
oh no.
She just doesn't even listen to me at all. She starts changing her kids, like down to the pull-ups in the middle of the store.
Sometimes I think your life is a series of misfortunate events.
Yes, it is. And this is why. This is one of them. And I'm just sitting there and I don't know what to do because I'm a very conflict averse person. I'm also very shy, which is why I'm on the radio as opposed to being in front of the camera on TV because you can't see me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And this store is also like a few blocks away from my house. So sometimes my parents will come by. Because, you know, they'll go to Starbucks. They're like, oh, Sarah's working. Let's go say hi to her. Let's go bring her some Starbucks or something.
Yeah, I had friends that would come visit me when I was working.
Exactly. And it's super nice. And,
sometimes.
and I was like, at one point I was like, you know, we do have customers coming in and out. So you may want to, like, migrate, Sharon.
In other words, move.
Yeah, move. And I was sitting there, like, trying to think of, some rule that I could make up just because, like, you have to use the fitting room. Because most places, you just assume that you have to use the fitting room to see how things fit.
Seems fitting.
And then get out. This is my show now.
It's my show.
Anyway, so then Sharon looks at me. She's like, oh, do you know where I could find a mirror? I just look at her like, what? What, Sharon? And she's like, yeah, where can I find a mirror? She's like, well, we have a mirror. If you want to see how it fits, you could go try the fitting room, Sharon. And you know who's, and she's in the middle of changing clothes. And you know who comes into the store?
I'm assuming your parents.
My parents. And that's when I just lose it. I'm just like calmly losing it. Just like internal screeching. And my parents, they're just looking at me. And there's this little girl, like the 2-year-old. She's running around in just pull-ups. Hand in pull-ups.
Oh, no.
Butt scratching. Just running around the store. And the 5-year-old's like kind of dressed, kind of not. And my parents just look at me. And with the same like helpless confusion as I do. And they're just like, oh, hi, Sarah, we have coffee for you. And they're just looking at me and they're mouthing to me like, what's going on?
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't know. And as soon as I left, I just like finally got the courage to be like, you know, Sharon, as you can see, we have customers coming in and out of the store. So I need you to use the fitting room to see where your clothes fit. Sharon.
Did she go over?
She did.
Okay, so she did change her mind.
She did change her mind, but after like 15 minutes. And not even like 15 minutes of her being there. She was there for like another 15 minutes, just like perusing.
So a solid 15 minutes of hell.
A solid 15 minutes of like, 15 minutes I'll never get back. Griffin, I'll never get those minutes back. And like, that day I like learned to be less conflict averse. I guess like if there's like a grand like moral TM, this would be it.
Yeah.
But dear God. Like,
I love listening to this.
It was like the worst day of my life.
This show was such a good idea.
I know.
Yeah, I love retail. Wait, give me your retail voice. You gotta do it now.
Okay.
I'll do mine if you do. I'll do it too.
Hi, how can I help you? Can I help you find anything? It's the fakest voice I've ever done in my entire life. Like, the vocal fry is gone.
Yeah, mine's pretty normal. Like, this is for me, I used to sit people at a Biscuits cafe. I can't
Biscuits?
speak.
I remember
a Biscuits cafe.
Yeah, I remember Biscuits.
It was literally like, hi everybody, welcome to Biscuits. How many people are with you?
Yeah, so like,
it's let me take you over here.
Yeah, it's your radio voice. Yeah.
Hi, I'm dying on the inside.
Yeah. Hi, please help me.
It's like you can say it in that voice and it still sounds tearful.
Yeah, hi. I would like to be literally anywhere else right now.
Yeah.
Kill me.
I had one person that called me out on it once.
Yeah.
She was like, and she was cool. I mean, she was like, you've had a really long day today, haven't you? I was like, I completely was like, yeah, I have.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not trying to hide anymore. I'm like, yeah, it's been a long one.
Yeah. My sorority recruitment voice is the same thing, except a little peppier.
Mm-hmm. Or like, if you listen to this radio show, the voice I use for the intro versus now, completely different.
Yeah. Like, my intro voice versus like when Nick and I are talking, it's just like Nick and I talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot more natural than like, hey, howdy, hey, everybody, you're listening to Feelings and Junk. Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless plug. But yeah, like, I don't know. That was just like the weirdest day at work I've ever had. And like, I would say I don't get paid enough, but I get paid $12.50 an hour.
Oh, paychecks. How I miss thee.
Shh, it's in cash.
I miss money.
I miss money. I mean, I have a job, but it's only like a few hours a week, so it's not like a lot, but you know.
I mean, I'm kind of unemployed right now, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't regret leaving my job.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm. But with that, we're rounding out the end. We're getting near the end of the show. So, Sarah, any plugs to do at the end? Where can people find you?
People can find me, personally, just Twitter, Instagram, @_Sarah Marie W. And also, if you want to learn more about Split Screen, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram @OSU Split Screen, or on Facebook @Split Screen KBVR. We've got some really cool stuff on there, including Smash the Dam. It's happening. Get excited. Griffin's probably going to cut me off, but yeah. So
I'm not cutting you off.
Yeah, feel free to peruse, and yeah. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
Yeah, when we get closer to Smash the Dam, I want to have a show that we talk about it. But yeah, thank you all for listening. You can find me at GriffyDpad on Twitter. Check there for all of your latest news about this show, who we will have on for guests. If you want to be a guest, tweet at me there. That's where you will find me. And until next time, keep on keeping on. Bye, everybody.